Okay, so welcome back. So we sent her a little bit here and we worked on disengagement, not a lot, moving the hindquarters, getting the forehand to the shoulders to move away from me. Now, a lot of these horses, you know, they're a little skittish. They don't quite understand what's going on. So I got my stick here and I'll have my string. So what I want to do right now is just kind of show you how I would go about to desensitize of the horse. So we did center in a circle first. I could just as easily have done done this task, the desensitization first. It's for you to really read your horse and know what you can or you cannot do, or what you should be doing with your horse. So I got my stick and my string, and I just want to flip this up over her back, around her neck. Now again, the owner's done this, and I know they have. This is one of the first things that I taught the gentleman who owns her. And you notice here, when I'm doing this, look, avoid this thing. You know, I see so many people that kind of go like this, and they say, you know, up over the back. Oops, up over the back. And they're almost apologetic or trying to sneak around my horse. I don't want to sneak around my horse. I want her to be able to handle this. So her cue right now is, you know, I put my lead line back down, so she's handling this pretty well. So that means stand still, regardless of what's going on here. Now she wants to go, so I'm just going to pick up my lead line, and I'm going to say, you know what? You got to look at me. My energy is turned off. I'm in neutral. My body's in neutral. My seat's in neutral. I'm saying, hey, just stand still and be quiet. Sometimes they might be a little apprehensive, or maybe just a little more sensitive because I'm talking right now. I don't have to be on a mic talking. I talk to my horses all the time. I'm always talking to my horses. You know, we have some of the best conversations. You know, I'll ask them a question, or they're asking me a question, and we're trying to figure things out. So when you're doing the desensitization, it's counting for something. So just don't lightly flip it up over the horse's back. So she's licking and chewing, and I'm saying that's good. So the other thing I teach right from day one with them is I'm going to say, so she's licking and chewing. I'm going to put my lead line down here, and I'm going to put my hand on her. My fingers are on the pole. I'm going to say to her, drop your head. And I'm going to rub. 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 You know, this could go on for several minutes, but normally what's going to happen here is she's going to say, oh, I get it. All you want me to do is just keep my head down. All you want me to do is keep my head down. I'm saying that's absolutely correct. So each time she brought her head up, I just put my fingers right here on the atlas, on her pole. You'll feel that vertebrae up there. You don't have to put much pressure. It'll vary by horse, but you know, I'm saying to her, no. I'm saying, drop your head. She drops it. Immediately the pressure comes off. Now, over time, she will learn to place her head exactly where I want her to place it. So where's that? Well, it's wherever I want it. So if I want the head right here, I'll put a little pressure right here, and I'm saying, okay, and I rub her. She brought it up. I brought it back down again. I want her to go lower. I asked her to go lower. So a horse whose head is down, they're relaxed. They're starting to think. That's what I want. No, don't go walking off. So I was pretty light with my lead line. Now I've seen people just take the lead line and it just, you know, they'll yank it and put all kinds of pressure on that horse and scare them and react. Now she's looking and chewing. So, you know, she's saying, you know, I don't like that pawing. So she does the little paw. I'm going to get her attention. All right. So I'm on this side. It's pretty good. All right, now I'm going to change sides here. I'm going to change sides with her, change my lead line, change my hands here. No, come on back. I don't want you backing away from me. And I'm going to put my hand up underneath her chin, and I'm going to walk around. All right. Now, that's called changing sides politely, but it's also called protecting your face because, you know, I have seen, and it's not unusual, that a horse, you go to the other side and they take that head and they try to come around there ahead of you, so they're blocking you. And you can get hurt, you can get hit unintentionally. You know, they're not trying to do things deliberately, but things can happen. Okay, all right, you're fine. You're fine. So I'll bring her right back up here again. I'm going to say, no, you just stand right there, and I'm just going to go right back at desensitizing where I left off. Okay? No, got to get away from me. I'm staying on this side right here. So I'm going to block this eye, and I'm going to say to her, no, you don't come over here, I'm here. So she wants to lean in with me with that shoulder. So I just said to her, no, you can't do that. No. I blocked it. I got a little bit more assertive there. That was the third time that she tried it. Here's the pitfall when you start desensitizing your horse. You'll do it for a couple of minutes. You kind of tiptoe around. You hope that the horse doesn't react. And then they're going to start getting pushy on you. Block her eye. Now, next time she wants to try to come over here, I say, no, you can't do that. Licking and chewing. She's trying to understand. She says, well, gee, nobody's done that to me before. I've always taken my head or my shoulder and I've stuck it in somebody's face or tried to get them to move their body. So I'm just going to, you know, she wants to react right here. I'm going to let her react. I'm going to keep her facing me. So this is what happens. This is what happens when the horse is not challenged enough. And when you kind of pussyfoot around this horse and you say, oh, well, you know, gee, don't react, be quiet. Shh, please, Fluffy. You know, please don't do that. See how she wants to bring that shoulder into me. So my answer to her is no. You move that shoulder away from me. I want some distance here. If she were a young stallion, might look a little differently. It's going to challenge you. A mare will challenge you. She's trying to challenge me right now. So I am saying to her, I am the dominant horse. And she's saying, no. She's saying, no, you're in my space. I said, no, you're in my space. We can cohabitat here as long as you maintain that distance. No. So right, you know, I'm gonna stay with her. I'm gonna keep desensitizing. I'm gonna keep putting myself. See how she moves that shoulder around. She is putting me in front of her. She does not want me on this right-hand side. Now, I'm going to tell you, this is not unusual. Most horses don't want you on the right-hand side. Why? Because we never spend time on that right-hand side. Where do we halter our horse? From the left. Where do we saddle our horse? From the left. Where do we mount our horse? From the left. Where do we start to brush our horse? From the left. You know? So we do everything on the left. So don't be surprised when your horse says, no, you're not going on my right-hand side. So I'm going to go on the right-hand side here. I'm just going to push this butt away. I'm going to ask her, disengage, 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 push the shoulder back, push the shoulder away from me. I'll bring her back out to the middle. She's licking and chewing. Stop right there. Stop right there. No, you gotta look at me. Gotta stop. Stop right there. Good. A little better that time. Stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. No, stop. So, how long does this go on? Well, it could go for a while. I'm saying to her, stop those feet and look at me. And let me in on your right-hand side. She's turned again. No, right there. So we're going to spend an awful lot of time with this little gal on the right-hand side. All right, so you can kind of see right there. You know, no, that's not acceptable. That's better right there. Good. Good girl. Good girl. Now I'm going to rub her. See, she ran into my hand that time. It was her choosing. She stuck her nose over there. She stuck her head like she was coming in at me. And I said, no. Right there again. No. Move it away. Move it away. Move it away. So a lot of times what I'll do is I will push her around by the shoulders, move those shoulders around, move these shoulders around, move these shoulders around, move the shoulders around. Come on. All right. Now I'll come back and stand over here. My string up, tell her to stop. No, stop. Come on out of the corner, come on back out to the middle. So she's licking and chewing. So here's the good news. What that's telling me, with her licking and chewing, she's thinking, she's trying to understand. Now, do you see a change right there? Absolutely. She's standing there, she's not trying to stick her nose on me. And she's got her shoulders are squarely underneath her feet are underneath her, and she's standing more normal. So she's not trying to crowd into me. I couldn't have planned that any better. But, you know, all horses are like that. Very, very good that she finally understood that. Oh, here's what I know. She will challenge me again, without question. She will challenge me again without question. But I know what I need to do. I have some tools. And you notice I didn't go after her initially and whip her with this string, or hit her in the face or cheek, or you know, any of those aggressive types things. You know, I tried to do it as lightly as I could in asking her. And only after she refused to understand or refused to comply did I escalate. So escalation of aid. Ask, suggest, and encourage. I am always going to ask as soft, as lightly, as politely as I can ask to have something, have the horse to respond to something, whatever it is. My hands, my legs, it doesn't matter. If and they don't do that, then I will suggest to them. And my suggestion is, yeah, a little bit more firm. You know, it could be a little bump, or you know, such as that. If I'm under saddle, it my leg. Say, all right, I'm putting my leg on you now, and firm, and you better come off. And if I have to encourage, that's going to be that you know, I took my hand and I just kind of put it to her jaw and flat hand, pop her on with that. Take my lead line, pop it away. Very close right there. So I'm going to let her be okay right there, because see, she backed up. She didn't walk toward me. Had she walked toward me, I would have been on it. So my ask, my suggest, and my encourage. I have to have my escalation of aid be consistent. And what I say is I like to tell folks, look, between my escalation of aids, I have to draw big, bright, yellow lines. And those yellow lines just simply reflect or simply represent time. So if I'm suggesting to her and I say to her, walk off, and she doesn't walk off, I'm going to give her a moment to try to digest and try to understand what I'm asking from my body position, from my energy. If she doesn't go then I'll suggest, and that might be as simple as raising my hand, raising my lead line, raising up my stick, whatever it is. Give them an opportunity to react. They react, I immediately come back down to my ask. That's my ask. Riding my horse in an active seat. Suggestion, I point, she doesn't want to go, I change, my body language, I'm convinced my body language is good. I suggested, I stick in the air, and she still ignored me. And then I'm going to come down, I'm going to tap her on the hip, or I might take my string and I might slap the ground, and she goes. But as soon as she goes, I immediately come back down to an ask. Okay, now she's standing here pretty good. All right. So I hope that was helpful. So I'm going to pause right here, and we'll come back with some more stuff. Thanks.